just feel like
uncomfortable and like I can't do that.
Uncomfortable
Like
and like
I can't do
I don't
that.
know
Like I don't think I can do that.
I don't know
I don't know what to
I don't know what
I don't know. I don't
I
know what to
just
say.
I
I
want to
just
change.
I just don't know how. I want to change. I want to change. I don't know how.
As a society, we are trained to stay in our own comfort zone. We are exposed to this constant stimuli every single day that reverts us back to our old habit. It's literally in the blue light on your phone that prevents you from getting good sleep. It's in the ads in the YouTube videos that you're watching that are showing you all these videos of fast food places and unhealthy foods that you don't want to eat. It's in the notifications that you get on your phone for Instagram and TikTok that make you want to doom scroll for literal hours. It's everywhere at all times. And this is not to say that change is impossible. This is not to say that you just have to stay this way, that you can't change your habits. It is to say that you will forever be exposed to this temptation, this stimuli. And it's not necessarily about preventing yourself from being exposed to it. It's more so about changing the way that you view it and how you view the temptation, the discomfort, the willpower. If you want to change right now, you have to be willing to get your feet wet. You have to be willing to change your perspective on the challenge. A challenge isn't a pothole to failure. It is an opportunity for growth. And the only way that you can change the outcome of that challenge is changing your perspective going into that challenge. So what I wrote down, okay, I came up with this in my own binocular. Change does not happen in the state of comfortability or familiarity. The more you seek comfort, the longer you will stay in the state that you want to change right now. I used to have the characteristics of a very weak person, and I say characteristics because I know now that I am not a weak person. I'm actually a very strong, disciplined person. But before, I used to partake in all of these habits and have these constant characteristics of a weak person. And I hate to say that, but it is what it is. I was weak, in a sense. At any point when things got hard, I would just give up. And I don't even mean in just my work ethic or my school. If it was literally just getting up in the morning and I just didn't want to do it, or I just hated life, I would give up. I would be like, no, there's no point in life. And it led me to a very dark place. I was in such a big place of comfort that it made me constantly uncomfortable. I was comfortable in the lack of sleep and the lack of nutrient-dense meals. I was comfortable in the lack of exercise and the lack of effort in my school or my work, whatever it was. I was so comfortable in my own comfort zone that I became unbearingly uncomfortable with the idea of going to school, getting ready, taking a shower, and just living, functioning. I hated being awake. I would claim that I was trying to improve my mental health and trying to improve my exercise, improve my eating, improve my mental illness, trying everything, but literally completing nothing. And the reason why I wasn't doing this, the reason why I wasn't putting my 100% effort into any of the things I was doing was because it was too hard. In my brain, it was too much work, it was too much effort, and I wasn't willing to put in the actual discomfort that came with changing myself. I wasn't willing to put myself in a place that didn't feel safe in my mind. And I wanted to change my life so badly, but I didn't want to change my actions. You will not transform into the person that you want to become by having the same perspective on life as the person that you want to change. It took me a very long time to understand this, but once I did, it changed my whole perspective on everything. It wasn't until I started putting myself out there, I started ignoring the anxiety of doing the things I didn't want to do, just feeling the discomfort of not being completely comfortable with something, sitting in that and experiencing it. Because how else are you going to make yourself comfortable in something if you don't experience the feeling of discomfort. Because you're not just going to automatically be and feel safe with that thing. You have to experience putting your feet into cold water to then move around and become warm. Because your body adapts, and just like that, your mind and your nervous system will adapt. You are not in actual danger when you're doing a speech in front of your classroom. You're not in actual danger when you're going to the gym and you don't know how to do correct form. Your mind is convincing you that you're in danger because that is your human instinct. That is your human instinct, but you're safe. You're literally safe. Your mind is just convincing you that you're not. 2 years ago, I was seen as a very lazy person, depressed, sad, so many things, quiet, no personality. I could go on. And I don't want to go on, actually. I don't identify as that person at all now. If you had just met me today, I don't think you would suspect that I dealt with depression and anxiety and self-harm and all of these things. You wouldn't necessarily suspect that. But 2 years ago, you would think that was all I was. That was all I was because that's all I made myself to be. That was my whole identity, and I defined myself as all of my bad habits, all of my negative thoughts. And that is such a bad way to think, because your productive habits or your bad habits don't define you at all. None of them do, because your habits are literally merely just a lifestyle that you're partaking in. They're your current daily habits that will likely not be the same in 10 years, meaning that our habits are forever changing, and we cannot just identify ourselves as whatever we're doing today, because it might be different from what we're doing in a month. That is not you as a person, but that is who you present yourself to be in this phase of your life. And that phase will forever be changing, and you can either see that as a blessing or a curse. But I choose to see that as a blessing, because that means that you can always transform your life. That means that you can always change your life, and you don't have to be the person that you've always been perceived to be as. You don't have to be that person. Okay, so I just want to set this vision, this example. So your comfort line is all the way up here. When I practiced this in my head, I had much more ceiling to put my hand up. Your discomfort is, your limit line is up here, okay? So you're comfortable, and then you hit this discomfort line, and then you're like, what the fuck? That is too hard. I'm not comfortable. So you go back down. And now you're in this level of comfort again. You want to go back to your safety net, okay? It's what we all do. It's human nature. But the reality of it is you need to be going comfortable, and you hit this discomfort line, and you need to go beyond that. Because beyond that line, once you step in that discomfort zone and you experience, even if it's just a small portion of that feeling of discomfort, that is where you're growing. You are not growing in a place that you're already comfortable in, because you've already unlocked that portion. Once you step above that discomfort line, you've unlocked this portion of discomfort, and now you have a bigger portion of comfortability. So when you go back to that place that used to be uncomfortable, you're comfortable in it now. You're 50% more comfortable. You're now 100% more comfortable after doing it 3 times. So your mind is convincing you that your limit is at that discomfort line when it isn't. Your limit is way beyond it. And you will likely not hit that by doing something that makes you extremely uncomfortable. So in order to grow, in order to change and incorporate the good habits into your life that you don't want to do, you have to hit that level of discomfort. And you have to experience that and feel it and sit with it, because that is the only way that you're going to change your ways. That is the only way. Nothing that is truly gonna rocket launch you into the person that you want to be is going to be in the safety net that your mind has created for itself. You need the challenge to then get the result, to get the outcome, and the success, I guess. It doesn't need to be this like super bad struggle. It doesn't need to be this super like crazy thing like running a marathon when you've never trained for a marathon. It can simply be just going to the gym when you don't have your gym buddy to go with. And you don't know if you're going to do good form or bad form. You don't know what you're going to do actually, because you've never actually even done any machines maybe. That's uncomfortable. And that's nothing crazy. A lot of us have been through that. But that's still like not safe in your mind. That still strikes anxiety in your nervous system. I'm not completely familiar with all of these machines, but I'm still going to go there and put myself in the position to even just try it. Because no one really gives a shit, actually. No one gives a shit. I promise you. There are so many other people doing weirder things in that gym than you are doing those hip thrusts. Or maybe like, Marissa, how do I even do this? Because I don't want to go start like interviewing people if I want to be a podcaster. I don't want to just like go out of my house right now and start filming a movie if I want to be a director. You don't have to do anything crazy yet, okay? It doesn't have to be anything like life-changing. You don't have to freaking quit your job and like move to Florida, okay? I don't know why you would move to Florida. If you're going to the gym and you told yourself you're going to do 8 reps of curls, do fucking 10. Do 2 more, because that makes you uncomfortable. And even though you feel like your limit is 8, I'm doing 8 right now and I really don't want to do 2 more, but I know my body can handle that. I know that I can do it. I just don't want to do it. Do the thing that you don't want to do. If your body is craving all this sugar, reach for the fruit, reach for the natural sugars. That makes you uncomfortable because you're craving all this like ice cream and these donuts and all of these amazing things that are actually shit for you. But if you reach for the fruit, that's a level of discomfort, but it's making you better because you're not putting processed stuff into your body. You're reaching for the stuff that's actually going to give you nutrients and nourishment. So you can do this by literally even sitting down to do the laundry that you didn't want to put away 2 days ago that you washed. You can do it by sitting down and doing the essay that you need to do that's due on Sunday, but you know you'd feel better if you got it done on Wednesday, because then you'd have the weekend to do whatever the hell you want and you don't have to worry about that shit. But you doing it on Wednesday is a little bit uncomfortable because you're like, I don't have to do it right now, but I can do it right now. I have the privilege to do it right now, so I'm gonna do it right now. I don't care what the hell it is. It could be something so simple. I'm not here to tell you what an achievement is. I'm just saying, whatever that is for you, whatever feels like a success for you, do it. Put the work into it. Put the, sit in that feeling of, this feels weird. This feels awkward. I don't like this. This right now, me putting like my personality into this right now and not just reading off of a script feels so uncomfortable. It feels so uncomfortable because I feel like I look stupid, but I'm doing it. And you know why? Because I'm trying to prove something, okay? You will have different ideas of success in your life. Something that was very uncomfortable to you 10 years ago is not going to be uncomfortable to you today, probably. You can't control change. You cannot stop it from happening. You have to train your mind to just be adaptable. If you can master adaptability, then you will succeed in life. If you can master stability in your mind, being stable and adaptable to whatever is coming your way, then you will live a successful life. Third one is that you need to enjoy the journey. Literally find the small blessings and the small enjoyments of whatever the hell the journey is. Because you cannot live your life longing for the result of whatever the hell you're getting and neglect the joy of the journey that will get you to it. That's like training for a marathon for a year and only looking forward to passing that finish line and hating the whole idea of training for it. You know what? You're going to live a miserable fucking year. You're going to live a miserable year. And then you pass that finish line and you can say, wow, I accomplished this marathon. I've completed this. And I just spent the whole year of my life miserable because you decided that the journey was hard and you decided that hard is bad. I don't like this, so this is bad, and I'm going to put myself in the feeling of being so ungrateful that I can run, that I have legs to run with. We let it pass by us that we are so blessed every single day. We're literally just blessed to be breathing right now. To have the free will to even have phones and watch a YouTube video, that is free will. That is a blessing. And to have the opportunity to accomplish something and to experience the journey of it, that is an enormous blessing, because the journeys of your life is what makes your life. You experiencing the accomplishment of a big, huge thing is such a small portion of your life. And if you only live for the satisfaction of getting a goal met or getting a medal, you will live an unhappy life, because that's not what your life is made of. Reality, most of your life is just lessons and the journey that it takes to get to where you want to be. That journey that is going to change you into the person that you want to be consists of hard work. It consists of willpower, challenges, and setbacks. But allowing yourself to fully experience that and to find the small fulfillment in that, to find the joy in that, is what is going to change you and rocket launch you into the person that you want to be. Get out of this safety web that you've created for yourself, because that's what keeps you the same. That's what keeps you in this torment. Like, you're a little freaking fly in a web that a spider has got you caught in. Putting yourself in this state is going to be scary. It's going to be intimidating. I'm not saying it's not. It is going to trigger all of your limiting beliefs, your negative thoughts, your insecurities. It's going to trigger all of that. But how you respond to that is you literally acknowledge it and you say whatever. You literally say whatever and remind yourself that this is what's going to get you to the place that you want to be. And you can't even allow yourself to put so much thought into it, thought into that feeling. Distract yourself, or just simply be present with the actuality of whatever you're experiencing. Because if you look around, you'd see all of these beautiful things. You'd see that run you're on, you're actually surrounded by all this beautiful nature. Having free time to work on yourself rather than being in a mental hospital or a prison or at work. You're able to do something out of your own free will that is a blessing, and that is something that you can find enjoyment in. You have to say screw it to your thoughts. You cannot believe in all of your thoughts. Your body is always doing whatever it can to keep you alive. It's always making strategic moves to keep your lungs breathing, your heart pumping, your body moving and functioning and digesting. But unlike your body, your thoughts are not strategic. Most of the time they're bullshit, and they actually have no actual factual stuff behind them. They're just thoughts that are just passing you by, and some of them can be accurate, some of them are just actually lies. They're literally lies that you tell yourself, that your thoughts tell you and try to convince you that they're real, but they're not. Your thoughts are not you, and you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your own thoughts. And no, you don't have control over these thoughts. They're always going to be passing you by, but you have control over which thoughts you choose to believe in. So, are you going to believe in the thoughts that tell you to stay in your own bubble? that tell you that's too hard, that's too intimidating, you can't do that. All of these negative beliefs. You are the creator of your own success. Your thoughts are not on your side or against you. They're simply just thoughts. They don't have any logical, meaningful reasonings to them. And it is your job to recognize when you need to take action to discard those thoughts rather than dwelling over the what ifs of the anxieties that your thoughts are convincing you that are true. Yeah, I think that's all I need to say. So yeah, that was a video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I really hope that you guys got some knowledge from it and that it gave you a new perspective on something, or just made you realize what you've already known, because you probably already knew it, but maybe you just needed that reminder and that honest truth. So have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.